Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for the first Friday. The first Friday in 2018, January 5th. So, welcome. Hey, Scoop and Deb, welcome all who will be joining me. And Clay, hey. So listen. I've entitled this one, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, because from the fairy tale, you get in the mirror and you ask, who is the fairest, who's the wisest, who's the prettiest of all? And sometimes that was a rigged mirror. But let me say this. If we intend to, hey Mel, if we intend to make 18 our best year ever, if we intend to make 18 the best version of our lives that we've had, if we want to be different in January 18, much more so than we were January of 17, we have to be intentional and we have to be realistic with ourselves. And I don't mean, when I say realistic, I don't mean, dummy down your dreams. I don't mean to play small on your dreams. I don't mean to put a wet blanket on your dreams. Well, you don't want me to dream. You're always talking about being realistic. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you want to get where you are going, we have to know where we're starting. Hey, Edwin, you got to know where you're starting. And so I have heard people, and I'm sure you have, I have heard people who say, they've been bleeding. They've been coughing up blood for the last 3 weeks and they don't go to the doctor. Well, I'm not going to the doctor because they don't want to know what's going on with them. They would rather live in Disneyland than really do a self-assessment and figure out what it is that's going on. Figure out where they are. You cannot get where you want to go if you don't know where you're starting. Even GPS, I set a GPS yesterday, and silly as it is, too many of us walk through life like that, Deb. We know that. You have relationships that are raggedy, and you don't even ask the question, well, I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything, because saying something makes you confront the reality. It's like mirror, mirror. It is looking at the mirror. And then having to do something, it forces your hand into action. We can do a whole lot of things if we live in Disneyland. We can talk ourselves into believing a whole lot of stuff. We can build ourselves up more and more powerful and more important than we really are, until we get in the mirror and ask the hard questions. Until we settle ourselves and ask, look, let me get a real self-assessment here. I gotta find out where I am. Not where you want to be, not where you hope to be, exactly where, Pleasantville, okay, exactly where you are. If that means looking in the mirror and asking that hard question, you gotta do it. If it means looking at the people that you love and saying, okay, look, we got to figure out what's going on here, because we're not talking, and when we do talk, it's disrespectful and yelling and fussing and cussing, and we can do better than this. You have to be realistic with your finances and say, okay, I am drowning in debt over here. I'm drowning. I cannot continue to live like this. I can barely breathe. Okay? And so then you have to act on that. Even the most powerful, loving, wise king from biblical days, King David, had enough sense and courage. I will call it courage. Had enough sense and courage to say, search me, oh God, search me, show me what's going on with me. Okay? So I will say that it takes courage to get real with yourself. If you want to end up where you say you want to end up, you got to know where you're starting. And that calls for a realistic self-assessment. And then we got to act on what comes back. Hey, Shirley, you have to act on what comes back. It's ridiculous to get a diagnosis and then refuse the treatment. Not if you want to live. not if you want to get better, not if you want to get back healthy. You have to take what the answer is and move from there. Even if it's an ugly answer, even if it's a painful answer, even if it's an embarrassing answer, you cannot get where you're going until you know honestly, truthfully, painfully where you're starting from. And then we can course correct. Okay, I don't need to spend the next, year beating myself down about how I got here. And oh my God, I can't believe I made that another decision. It was bad. It was horrible. It was the wrong thing to do. Okay. All right, that's where we are. Where are we going? Because you're wasting time talking about what you blew, what you messed up, how you ruined another relationship. If you want to get where you say you want to be, then you got to figure out, let's do a self-assessment, a true self-assessment, and then act on what the results are. Act on what you get back when you ask the question, where am I? Not where you want to be, not where you hope to be. Where are you? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Okay, fill in the blank and then act on it. Until next time, take real good care of yourselves and challenge yourself to ask that hard question. Challenge yourself to get real with your answers and then do something about it. Until then, take real good care of yourself and keep spreading the love